renovator and belief alchemist, specializing in helping people and spaces transform. As an intuitive coach, energy healer, master dowser, and channel, she draws on over 3 decades of hands-on experience to help clients release blocks and reconnect with their purposes and power. As an environmental healer, she has cleaned and transformed over more than 250 homes and businesses across the country and around the world over the past 12 years. She's a certified hypnotherapist, bringing clinical depth to her intuitive work, and a global retreat facilitator who has led transformational journeys from Mount Shasta to Tuscany, Italy. Ooh, I'd like to go to Italy. You gonna do any soon? All right. Juhl also authored a column in Definitive Women magazine for 5 years and published a homemade healthy dog food cookbook. Oh, that's interesting. Available for purchases after this morning's talk. So did you bring some with you? Okay, yeah. So she's got those books available for those of you who have doggies. Juhl's work is a wake-up call. She helps people realize limiting beliefs, step out of old patterns, and remember their own light, so they can stop playing small and start creating the life they're truly here for. So please help me welcome Juhl Jaxon.
Thank you, Ella. Thank you so much. Oh, hello, everyone. Thank you for coming today. It's a nice, beautiful, kind of cloudy day out, but when Gary asked me to come back and speak here, and he told me the theme was seeing the beauty around us, my first thought was, well, isn't that subjective? Isn't it that in the eye of the beholder of what we see beauty as? And so it made me think, you know, one person can look at a sunset on an evening and it can be game-changing for them. It could be inspiring and motivating and really come inside their heart. And another person could go, ooh, it's Tuesday night and the sun's setting at 8:30, right? We can see things and perceive things in different ways. So as I was thinking about this focus, and I was like, how am I going to talk about what we think beauty is? Because it's subjective. And so things started sparking inside of me. And I started thinking of ideas. And today, we're not going to talk about what beauty is. I want to talk about how we can remember to see it, remember it in a different way. And how, you ask? I want us to experience it. I want us to experience some things today. So yes, I'm going to talk and motivate, but I want you to be in this. Ooh, I have somebody clapping back there. I know who you are. So I want to just throw that out there in talking about this theme. So what are we actually looking at? Oh, I'm not even moving the slides here, am I? I'm just doing my own. Gary, can you help me here? Yeah, okay. So, like I said, we don't all see things the same. Two people can see things very, very differently. But what we notice is shaped by what we place our attention on and how we choose to perceive it. So, today's journey, I want to have you experience a variety of different things that are going to awaken our senses. We're going to do a little bit of movement, not very much, just a little bit, sounding, witnessing one another, creating something together, and really expanding our experience together as a group. So I just want to give a quick heads up. Today is meant to be fun. Today is meant to be a little bit interactive and playful. And I was thinking, how can we do this and create something together in this space? So I want to let you know that this is an invitation. So you get to choose how you want to participate, or if you want to step out or adjust anything as we go today. But my intention is to bring you into some place that might stretch your edges a little bit. Because this is what I know from the years of work that I've done and teaching that I've done, is that when we stretch our edges even just a little bit and get out of our comfort zone, that's where something magical can happen. We can learn something new about ourselves, learn something new about each other, and who knows what can happen. It can be something amazing and fun. So, we already did this today, but what I'm going to invite you to do is to stand up and maybe meet someone different if you didn't meet them all today. And I want you to do a 360 introduction, but say your name and then say, I'm excited to experience something beautiful with you today. So let's just stand up and kind of mix around a little bit. And think of it as a declaration. I'm excited to experience something beautiful with you today. We get to stir it up a little bit. I love the enthusiasm that I was witnessing and seeing in the room. I think when we declare something with our voice, and even if some of you are like, oh my gosh, what is she going to have us do today? But we said, okay, I'm going to stretch my edges a little bit maybe, that we declared, hey, I'm open to experiencing something beautiful with you. And I think that it helps us all go, we're all in this together. Right? We're all in this together. So if we are open to holding hands in that way and just saying, okay, let's just see what happens today. Let's just see what we create together. And that's the thing, too. I want to make it kind of known that this isn't about me. It's about us. Like, we are creating this together. We are in this energy together, this room, this space. For some reason, you guys all chose to come here today. You chose to drive here, to park here, to come here. And maybe somebody dragged you here. I don't know. But there's a reason you're here. I truly believe that. And maybe you'll meet somebody today that will inspire you. Or maybe you'll become friends. Or maybe you'll go, I plan to check out more of what Annie's got going on. Or, different things. We never know what magic can happen, but I trust that things happen for a reason. So if you guys are open to experiencing and creating something beautiful together, say yes. Yes, all right, fantastic. Okay, I want to go to this next slide, and I want to tell you a story about the gray days. So, for many years ago and for many years, I used to teach a movement class. It was a mind, body, spirit movement class. Holly knows what that was, because that's how I met Holly, right here in the front row. And one of the things that I did, every week I had a different focus. So I'd show up and I'd have a focus for my students, but it wasn't a focus on hey, let's dance this out and put some music to it. It was a focus that I really was conscious in delivering to give them a focus that we could play with in the class, but then they could take away and put it into their life and live it, bring it into their work, their family, their situation. So that was the focuses were a little bit more in depth, not let's focus on stretching today, everybody. It was deeper than that. And so there was one day I remember driving to class, getting ready to teach, and I didn't have my focus set. And so I was driving, and I was putting it out there to the universe. I'm like, okay, I need a focus for today. Wow, what's my focus going to be? And just kind of opening it up to that. And as I was looking around, it was probably late winter, early spring. It was gray days. It looked like that. the sky was gray, the trees were gray, the earth was gray. And as I started looking, all of a sudden, I would notice this splash, like a red cardinal, boom, accentuated, it would pop out. I would notice somebody walking on the street with a bright yellow coat. Or I would drive and I'd see this beautiful blue car in front of the parking lot. What happened was, instead of seeing the gray days as like dull, flat, boring, maybe those gray days actually accentuated the colors and made it impossible to miss them. They popped out. And so the gray days were actually this beautiful gift that I probably wouldn't have noticed the yellow coat or maybe even the cardinal, because if the gray hadn't been there, it might have just washed away into the scenery. Do you see what I'm saying? So the gray days were a gift. And so I went to class that day and kind of gave this as a topic or a focus for the week. And I remember I had several students that came back later the week and they said, wow, that really changed me and how I look and perceive things, right? You can either perceive the gray days as depressing and flat and dull, or you can go, wow, it makes colors pop even more in my life, right? So I just wanted to share that story about how we can start perceiving things differently, and we get to choose how we're going to roll with that. But I wanted to give you that story and maybe inspire you in some way to look at gray days a little differently or something else in your life a little differently. Okay, I want to go to another fun story. I got a couple stories in my back pocket I'm going to throw at you right away. The traffic jam situation. So, who here likes being in traffic? Anybody? No, there's no hands raised. What? I don't believe you. But anyway, traffic, rush hour, it's not fun. And I was noticing myself stuck in my car day after day and stressing out. I noticed my energy was frazzled, my heart rate was elevated, I was not enjoying the situation. And I was like, I need to change this. I don't want to be in traffic and be angry, mad, frustrated, worried I was going to be late. You know, all of those things kind of cycle in when you're driving. And so I thought, what can I do? I want to say that the movement class that I taught for those many, many years and had to bring a focus in each week, man, it was a gift for me even as an instructor, because what I would do, I wouldn't just throw an example at my class. I would try to play with it and experiment and see, well, how did this work for me? And then I would deliver to them and go, you guys try this. Give it a shot. So I was like, okay, traffic, no fun. What can I do? I want to change this. So I was sitting in my car one day and I thought, how can I look at this differently? How can I look at traffic differently? And I decided then and there, and this was many years ago, I was going to choose to see traffic or a traffic jam as an art installation. So what I mean by that is, instead of going, I'm not moving my car, I would go, ooh, look at the shapes of all these cars. Look at all the different colors. Look at how the sunlight actually beams and hits certain parts of the cars and creates this flash of light and reflects, and then the car moves and it goes away. So I started seeing the lines on the road, the curves that the cars made, as a beautiful art installation, right? So it's still traffic. The traffic didn't change. I changed my view of it. And what happened? I started calming down. Traffic wasn't as bad as it was before. It was still, you're still in traffic, but it gave me a new perspective and something different to hold on to, something different to look at and how I look at it. So I wanted to share that story because maybe one of you guys will be in traffic this week and you'll be like, oh, Juhl Jaxon was talking about let this be art and see what happens for you. Anybody want to try it, maybe? Yeah. Yes, awesome. So one thing that can happen is that when we start looking at things differently, we start to recognize patterns. And the human brain likes patterns. It likes to see patterns, and our brains are actually wired to make patterns beautiful, like in our own way. So, boom. Once we start looking in a new way, we begin to notice patterns, and they'll just show up. Like, you can just see patterns in this room if you start looking around. They're like, boom, they're easy to find, they're right there. So have you guys noticed Yes, patterns in nature. Of course, nature is our pattern maker. Beautiful patterns in leaves, in shells, in honeycombs. They're everywhere. I mean, just look at this plant. Look at the beauty of that spiral. And the plant creates that. I think it looks like art. But what do you see in this? Even a seashell. Mother Nature created this. Gorgeous. And this is the head of a sunflower. Well, on my computer it is. There you go. This is the sunflower. And look closely at that. Look at the intricacies of the pattern within that and how it comes out in these spirals. So what changed? It's not the pattern. You did. The moment you started looking for it, looking at it, recognizing it. Patterns. So let's flip this on our head. What happens when we stop looking? Things get blurry, like this picture, all right? What happens when we stop looking, stop noticing? We go into this, autopilot mode. We go into autopilot. We zone out. We become unaware of what's in our surroundings. So I'm going to give some examples. Please raise your hand if this has happened to you ever. If you've driven home and you had no idea how you got there. Yes, right? And it's kind of scary. It's kind of shocking. We're like, we don't even know what road I took to get to my house. Like, what happened? So that's a little bit of zoning out going on. This next one, who's eating a meal without really tasting the food and just kind of shoveling it in our mouths? Okay, yes. Or even worse, you realize you just ate an entire bag of chips and it's sitting next to you on the couch and you're like, what happened? I just did that. That happens a lot of times when we're watching TV, zoning out, right? So I want to just talk about living in autopilot. It doesn't make us broken. We're just eating fried chicken. There we go. It doesn't make us broken or lazy. It's actually our brain helps us to save energy because we can't survive with so much overwhelm. Think about everything that comes at us every single day. Think about our phones, our computers, our TV, people, work, life, traffic. It's all coming at us. And so our brain does do things to help us so we're not overstimulated and getting overwhelmed. So the brain does that for a reason. However, there's a cost to that. And the cost is the same system that protects you from overwhelm can also numb you out from wonder, like being in awe. So it's hard to be half asleep while fully amazed at the same time. So how do we counterbalance this? What's the happy medium? It is, you get to choose what we notice. We get to choose what we notice, what we're focusing on, what we're tapping into. And we don't always have to see something new, right? We don't always have to go, seeking out something I've never seen before. We don't have to do that. But sometimes we just need to see what's already there differently. Like the traffic. The traffic was always there. It didn't change. I just saw it differently. And then invited other people to say, hey, try it and see what happens. And see if you can bring that art installation idea into other areas of your life, not just traffic. And you guys can get creative, and maybe you're already having some ideas of where you could kind of pull that in, but that's just another invitation of like, what would happen if you thought about that and played with that? This next picture I picked because it's ridiculous. It's silly, but the point is that it's the same world, but we have different views, right? So let's stop chit-chatting about this and let's do some experimenting, shall we? Gentle, I'll be gentle, I promise. Let's start with our senses. Okay, the art of perception. So let's go into what are we hearing right now. So I want to just say that our brains do the same thing with our hearing. And sometimes we don't hear things, and that scientists and spouses call it selective hearing. That's a joke. For those of you who get it. Selective hearing. It's when we shut things out, right? So what I want us to do, and some people are already doing this right now. I want you to just take a breath, close your eyes, and I want you to just focus on what you hear in this room. Notice what you hear outside of this room. And is there beauty in what you're hearing? You choose it. But when we take a moment to just pause and listen, we can hear the sounds around us. And then we get to choose how to interpret those and bring them in. Beautiful. So now take a deep breath, and I want you to open your eyes. And those of you that have been coming to the Lake Harriet Spiritual Center for a while, I want you to look around and see if you can find something in this room to look at that you haven't seen before. And those of you that are newish, I want you to look at something that maybe you didn't notice today when you walked in. And you might have to turn around. There's some good stuff back there on the wall. But I want you to look at one thing. You can look around, then I want you to hone in on one thing. And maybe it's a crack on the wall. Maybe it's an edge of the window. Maybe it's something on the floor. But I want you to just hone in on one thing and really look at it. Observe it. What color is it? What shape? Is there light on it? Shadows? Does it have a texture? But just be in awe over looking at that one thing. Just see it for what it is. You're not focusing on all of the room. You're focusing on one little tiny point. When we take time to notice and to look and to really open our eyes and see, we can be amazed at what we find. And know that you see with your attention. Nothing in the room changed. You simply started noticing more of what was already here because you placed your awareness on it, your attention on it. And so we get to choose to do that throughout our day if we want to. Hone in on the little minute things. Ooh, back to hearing. I hear something, right? Cool. I can see, I can hear, we can tap in. Okay, just for fun, I have 4 slides. Beautiful or not, I don't want you to overthink this. I just want you to look at these photos and go, do I think this is beautiful or not? There's no right or wrong. You ready? Boom. Can you see that? Beautiful or not? It's plants sprouting up through a sidewalk, through concrete. And I just want to point something out. I just saw this morning in my slides. It's hard to see it, but in the middle, there's a plant that looks like it has a head and 2 arms like this. Do you see that plant in there, the middle one? And it just reminded me of the plant's like, yes, I did it. I came through this with hardly any soil beneath me, and I made it. But you get to choose. Like if you think these are weeds in the sidewalk, or are they beautiful sprouting plants of new beginnings? There's no right or wrong. This is an idea, what we see and how we perceive it. Next slide. This is an old truck in a field. Beautiful or not? Really look at it though. What pops? Pattern. You see the pattern in the grill, right? Reminds me of you really can't see that, but there's a light on there that's bright red. That pops on my computer, not so much here. But just noticing, do you think that's beautiful or not so much? No right or wrong. It's how we perceive. Okay, you ready for the next one? Welcome to the junk drawer. Beautiful or not? Look at the shapes, the colors, the variety. It's just stuff. It's a junk drawer. But could that be an art installation? Could you go home today to your junk drawer, open it up, and go, oh, beautiful art installation that I have here. I'm going to grab some tape and close it and come back, right? We can be playful. We can make it our own. But you get to choose. You can go home and go, oh, I hate this junk drawer. Ugh. But the possibility is there for us to see it differently, choose it differently if we want to. Always a choice. All right, this is the last slide I have for beautiful or not. Hard to see, but it's a brick wall that's kind of crumbling, and there's a wooden door, there's part of it that's rotten, and then there's a plant kind of growing out the top. Is that beautiful to you, or not so much? Always things to kind of make us go, right? Give us some options of opportunity of how we're going to choose. So seeing is just one way that we perceive the world. What happens when we stop looking and we start feeling? So let's move into the power of touch. So we obviously know we live in a world that's highly visual. There's things coming at us all the time, right? Touch is one of the ways that can really help us bring us back to the present moment. So I want you to just look at that picture of the person putting their hands on the grass, and I want you to either move your hand or not, but I want you to imagine that that's your hand and you're touching grass right now. And just imagine that you're moving through it. We all know what grass feels like. We know the texture of grass. Is it dewy? Is it wet? Is it dry grass? Just have fun with it. But I bet you in this last 10 seconds of me talking about that, you weren't thinking about the past or the future. You were right here going, I'm pretending I'm touching grass, right? I mean, we weren't even touching it. We were imagining touching it. And it brought us right here to the present, right into this now moment, right? It's just fun little things that we can do. I'm getting goosebumps right now. Maybe it's the fan. I don't think so. So, okay, what I want you to do now, I want you to find something to touch around you, something close, and preferably not your neighbor. So find a button on your coat, a zipper on your purse, maybe the fabric of your chair. Yeah, I want you to just really hone in. Yeah, something in your pocket. Maybe it's the back of your hand. Yeah, I want you to feel something close to you. But really feel it. Don't just touch it. Feel it. Just notice what that sensation is on your hand, on your fingers. Yeah, be curious. Just be playful, like you're touching that for the first time, even if you're not. It's like, what's this? It's a chair. But feel it. Notice what the wood feels like or the fabric. And then find something else to touch, something different. Maybe it's your earring. Maybe it's your hair. Maybe it's the button things on your coat. Yeah, those feel funny. Yeah, just notice. And I like this next one. Can you discover the beauty in something touching you back? So I don't know if you guys think this, but this is how I feel about touch. It's me touching a thing, so it's a one-way street. But really, whatever you just touched, it was touching you back. But we don't think of it that way because it didn't come our way to say, hey, right? We went to it. But can you discover the beauty in something touching you back? So imagine standing there at this tree that's full of moss. I love moss. I'm kind of addicted to it. I love it. Feeling it, and then having a relationship with that moss. You're touching it, but it's touching you too. That changes our perception, don't you think, of touch? That thing or person or whatever it is touching you back. Ooh, play with that. I love it. All right, so we've been noticing things around us, seeing, hearing, feeling, but what about what we sense inside? Yes, I'm going there. What about our sixth sense? I did not want to exclude this one from our senses. I didn't want to exclude it. So what about our sixth sense? And it says, how much attention do we give on what we know? And when I say what we know, I don't mean our logic. I don't mean our thinking brain. I mean our inner knowing, our wisdom, our light, our essence, our soul, our intuition, whatever we want to call it. That part of us that knows. Intuitively knows. How much are we giving attention to that part of us? And we're all intuitive, but we're all kind of listening to our intuition at different ways, different paces, different levels, right? Some of us trust our intuition. Some of us are like, oh, I'm not sure if I trust that, right? You can relate to that. We've all been down that road. It's like, am I making this up? And that's okay, because we're in this zone of living life and practicing being more awake and alive. But trusting our intuition can be a really beautiful guiding light that can continue to help us on our path and journey, wherever we're headed, wherever we're going. So, if you're open to it, I would like to invite you to close your eyes again if you're comfortable doing so. So take a breath. Close your eyes. And I want you to say hello to the part of you that is your knowing, your intuition. Say hello to that wise self that gently nudges you. Whether you listen or not, it's there. And I want to ask you this question. What do you already know but haven't let yourself trust yet? What do you already know that you haven't let yourself trust yet? And just listen. And you know more than you think. Go ahead and take a deep breath. Come on back, open those eyes, and just be present with whatever showed up for you. And intuition, just know it's another way for us to perceive. It's another way for us to get information about our surroundings, our environment, people, our situation, our opportunities. So the question is whether we pause long enough to listen. All right, you have an assignment tonight. If you notice, I didn't talk about the sense of smell or taste. So your assignment tonight is before you go home and eat dinner, make some food, hopefully that smells and tastes good. And I want you to, it's really mindful eating, but I want you to take in and smell the food, like really bring it in, like take a moment, stop and smell it. And then take a bite. And I want you to imagine that one bite of food is all you're going to get for dinner tonight. So savor that one bite of food. Just keep it in your mouth for a while, right? And let yourself really smell and really taste. And if you haven't done this before, it's powerful. It truly is. And then if any of you have friends or family that you're eating dinner with and they're game, I would say invite them to join you with this and have an evening where you're mindful eating with your family or your friends, if it's possible. Just an invitation again. But we can perceive things in a new way when we choose to go there. Okay, this next slide. So we've noticed it, now let's move it. Oh, we're gonna move, oh my gosh. If anyone's panicking, don't panic. So what happens when beauty becomes something we experience through our whole body, which I think we can do. But before we start doing any little movement, I have more stories to share. I want to talk about Aikido. Does anybody know the martial art Aikido? Yeah, ooh, a lot of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, nice. I'm not trained in Aikido, but I want to let you know, when I taught the movement class, we were inspired by Aikido, and we took principles from Aikido and blended it into our movement class to create some cool stuff. And so what the philosophies of Aikido are these. It's about harmony. It's about blending energy, circular motion, redirection, and balance. So if you know anything about Taekwondo, that's not Taekwondo. Taekwondo is like kicks, punch, blocks. It's different. Aikido brings in this, I call them soft edges. And one way I would bring this into class, we would have a room full of people, and I would say, okay, we're going to move around each other, like freestyling, but I want you to use Aikido so we don't smash into each other or bump into each other. But we're all going to be doing our own thing, but let's use this principle. So we're going to create circles and spirals as we're moving around each other, soften our edges. I want you to think of ease and flow. And every time. It was, Holly, you've done this with me. It's amazing that when you take something and you put it into play, how powerful and amazing it can be. So those are just the principles of Aikido, and I want to tell you how you can use this in your life and how I practiced it and used it and shared it with other people. Washing dishes. Who likes washing dishes? Some people might. It might be. Okay. I grew up and my chore was washing dishes. So I don't like washing dishes. I have never liked washing dishes because it was a thing I was told I had to do when I was younger. But it was to the point where I was like ignoring my dishes, and the dishes were in my sink, and I'm like, okay, again, I got to change my perception of this. How can I enjoy dishes a little bit more? Yeah, you get it? So I decided, what if I take Aikido into play, into my kitchen? And so again, I started washing dishes, bringing in circles and spirals, and thinking about how can I make this more of an interplay with the plates instead of a chore that I had to do. Small little thing, it changed. It changed me in how I handle dishes and work with dishes. But then I took it on a bigger level, and I brought it to class for my students. Costco. Costco shopping. It's busy, the parking lot's crazy, it's full of people, there's a lot of energy and intensity, I think, at Costco. I love Costco, but I have to kind of, gear up to get there. So what I experimented with is Aikido, in bringing in those elements and thinking, when I get into this parking lot, I'm going to be in flow. I'm going to allow my car to just drive with ease and move around other cars and find a parking spot. When I get in, I use the same concept with my shopping cart. And I'm telling you this story to encourage you to try this. Go into the store and think of Aikido, and you will have a different experience. There'll be a little bit more ease because we've intended it. We've brought that into play. And we can find beauty in Costco in how we shop. Random experiences, but let's play. Okay, so you're ready to experience, are you guys ready? Yeah? Okay. So I'm going to have you stand up, and it's already kind of a little bit of I can see this happening. We're going to have two sides of the room, and it's kind of split right here. So you guys, I'm going to call my right side because you're on my right side. You're my left side. And what I want you to do, I want you to face each other. So you can see, no, this side, face that side. And this side, yeah, face the sides of the room. So, and say hello to your people across from you. Hello. Okay, so we're gonna do some little bit of movement, again, invitation only. You can adjust what you need to. So I want you to go into your awareness. I want you to be aware of yourself first, and then we're gonna start being aware of each other and seeing the beauty in what we're doing, even though it's silly and playful, okay? So first movement, I want you to put your hands out in front of you, and then I want you to look at your hands, and I want you to just start moving your hands however you wanna move them. Just start moving them. Playing with them, let them flow, let them do whatever they want to do. But notice your hands. Notice what you're doing with your hands. Just let them go. There you go. All right, everybody start shaking your hands out. And then I want you to look up and start looking at the people across from you shaking their hands. Now shake your arms. Let your arms start to shake. And just notice other people shaking their arms. Are they all shaking them the same way, or are people doing things differently? Just be aware. Notice how we shake different. All right, that was our warm-up. Fantastic. Okay, we're gonna do halves here. You guys get to be the observers, and I want you to watch. Just witness with your eyes what you see. Do you see beauty, or do you see it? Oh, you choose. You guys, okay, you are on a cooking show. And it's a competition. And you have a table in front of you, and you have 1 minute to chop as many vegetables as you can. Go, start chopping vegetables. Chop, chop, go. How are they chopping? Chop those vegetables, hurry, you got only a certain amount of time. Chop, 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 chop. Notice how people are chopping. Is it the same? Is it different? Yeah, nice, good. Okay, stop and chop, you guys won, yay! All right, beautiful. All right, you guys get to be the observers this time. And again, I really want you to witness and just watch the movement and notice what you see in the movement that we're doing. All right, this side. I want you to imagine that in front of you, there's stuff floating in the air, high, mid, low, and it's stuff that you want to gather in. And it is like really good stuff. So just start gathering. I want you to pull it in like you're pulling it into your chest or into your belly. Go. Start pulling it in. What are you gathering today for yourself? What are you bringing in? Imagine that you're just pulling in all this wonderful energy for yourself. Notice how people are moving so differently. Notice how they're pulling in things. Some are fast, some are slow. Yeah, and those of you that are pulling in, what are you gathering in? What does it feel like? What are you? Money. Someone said money. Yes, good. All right, nice. All right, you can stop. Yeah, I love it. Fantastic. Okay. All right, back over here. All right, your assignment. You have to become something. I want you to become a really light scarf, blowing in a really gentle wind. So go. Just start moving. Ooh, she's got a scarf back there. But you become the scarf. I want you're blowing in the wind. Just move and allow yourself to become that scarf. And just notice, witness these scarf movers. There you go. Beautiful. Nice. All right. Beautiful. Okay, you guys now are going to observe. You guys have a similar assignment. You're a light, fluffy scarf, but you are not in a gentle breeze. You are in a very windy area. Go. You're the scarf in a super windy area. There you go. Amazing. Okay, beautiful. All right, stop. Okay. Fantastic. So just notice what it was like to witness and to observe and do all the things. Give everybody a hand for being open to move and groove. I love it. Fantastic. Woo. Okay. When I practiced this talk, it was only 45 minutes, but I'm going way over, I see. I got to determine what I'm going to keep and what I'm going to cut. What am I going to keep? What I'm going to cut? What am I going to keep? What am I going to cut? I got 5 minutes, you guys. There's one thing that I really want to do, and it was the last thing. And we're going to do it because it's beautiful. So, last thing, I want us to make a big circle down these rows out to the back. We're going to circle up. We're going to do one final thing of perception. And we're going to kind of put everything together into one thing. Yeah.
So this is practice for later on.
Yeah. We're going to come here and come back. Yeah, we've got to get a circle so we can be, I love how everybody just automatically held hands. It's not the assignment, but that's okay. We do have to connect in some way. So we're going to have to fill in so we can, okay. All right, this last little nugget. This is called the energy ball, and you can let go of hands for now. This is called the energy ball. So what we're going to do, I'm going to start it, and we're going to pass it around, and it's a one word. We're putting the energy in the ball, and then we're sharing it, okay? And so I want you to think, what is one word that you would like to gift everybody in this room today? Peace, harmony, joy, love, gratitude, connection, support, anything. What is one delicious thing? And as we're doing this, I want you to imagine that you're bringing this out from your heart. It's going down your hands and into this energy ball. And we're going to just share it around the room and come right on back here. And then we're going to do one final thing. Boom. You ready? Here we go. Okay. No, it's one at a time. I'm starting this. I got the ball. And we'll pass it to everybody. So hang tight. So energy, right? We're going to create this. I am going to put in here joy from my heart. And if we have repeats, repeat. Whatever your word is that you wanted to put in, go for it. I'm going to share this with Ella. So you grab this, my friend, and then speak the word out loud, infuse it, and pass it on. What's the word?
My word or your word?
No, your word that you want to share with everybody. You're gifting it into this energy ball.
I'm adding abundance.
Beautiful. What's your word, Ruben?
Joy.
What's your word, Holly? Peace, she said. Say your word loud so we can all hear you. Yeah. Confidence, beautiful.
Rest.
Authenticity. Breath. Trust. What's peace?
Relax.
Relaxation. Self-love.
Ooh, presence. Ooh. We've got this energy ball back, and I'm going to just place it in the center of us. And now let's hold hands. And let's expand this energy ball from in the center of us and let it expand so each of us receives this gift that we just gave to one another. Feel that? There you go. Expand it beyond us into the whole room so Gary gets some up there. You feeling that, Gary? There you go. And I want you to just take this in as a gift of beauty from all of us. This energy, you can move forward, being blessed with the support, with the love, the energy. And then we can share that beyond us into our lives, into our work, into our communities. And just be in the presence. Notice what that feels like. Beautiful. Thank you, everybody, for having me today and being willing to play and be vulnerable. I appreciate it so much. Yeah.
Now we're not done.
I know we're not done.
Thank you for the reminders of how to see beauty. And when you are noticing beauty, it does keep us in the present moment. So thank you both. Did you talk to each other? Okay, yeah, because Andy did something similar this morning, so appreciate it. All right, so now is the time we'll have an offering, and then also we'll circle up once again, and then Juhl will lead us in a closing exercise. So remember how we circled up. So Lake Harris Spiritual Community is funded partly by donations, so give what you can give today. Consider becoming a regular donor. You can go to our website, lakeharrisspiritualcommunity.org. There's a donate now button, and you can set up a regular donation. Just helps us keep the building open, keep the utilities paid, and keep bringing great experiences and speakers to you as well. So thank you for what you can give. There's also Venmo QR codes in the basket as well.
If my words did glow with the gold of sunshine, and my tunes were played on the harp strung, would you hear my voice come through the music? Would you hold it near as it were your own? It's a hand down. The thoughts are broken. Perhaps they're better left unsung. I don't know. Don't really care. Let there be songs to fill the air. Red on still water when there is no air toss, nor wind to blow. Reach out your hand. If your cup be empty, your cup is full, may it be again, let it be known. There is a fountain that was not made by the hands of men. There is a
Oh, thank you, Gary. I was listening to the lyrics, and they seem to support the theme that the talk that Juhl just gave about experiencing things. So I appreciate
I always take the opportunity whenever I can to play that song because I consider it one of the most spiritual songs ever, the Grateful Dead.
the Grateful Dead. All right. So we have a tradition of blessing the green. So if you'll send some energy to the baskets and repeat after me. God's perfect love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. Blessed be. Okay, so you remember how we circled up? Let's try it again.
And just take a moment. I want you to just look around and make eye contact and just greet everybody in the room one last time. Just say thank you for their beauty, their presence, their energy, their sharing, because we all shared today. This wasn't just me talking, hopefully. We did. We all shared our energy, our love, our light. Beautiful. And let's together, as we skip this in the presentation, let's take 3 deep breaths. Yeah, one with a sigh. Take another deep breath. Good. And one more, falling into place. Take a breath. Good. And this next time, I want us to take a breath and express a sound, a tone, any sound, any tone. Just a long hold, and let's bring our voices together in our joy and in this present moment. Ready? Take a breath and tone. Beautiful. Wasn't that something? Yeah. Blessings to all of you. Have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your Sunday and your weeks ahead. Perceive the world in new ways, y'all. It can be a gift. Thank you all. Thank you. I sound Texan. Why do I say y'all? I'm not even from Texas.